Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, thought she had the perfect opportunity to boost the visibility of her latest project, her new trailer for a highly anticipated venture. She reached out to Jon Stewart, the veteran comedian and former Daily Show host, to ask if he'd feature it on his show. What she got in return was a resounding no. No soft rejections, no delay tactics, just a flat-out refusal to help her advertise her project. Why would Jon Stewart, who's known for his progressive views and sharp commentary, turn down such a request from one of the most famous women in the world? The truth might surprise you. Meghan Markle, after stepping away from her royal duties, has transitioned into a full-blown media mogul. Her move to Hollywood, her partnerships with streaming giants like Netflix and Spotify, and her ongoing work with her Archewell Foundation have all made her a staple in the entertainment news cycle. But it's clear that not everyone in Hollywood, or the media world at large, is thrilled about Meghan's rise. And one of the biggest recent signs of that? Her attempt to get a promotional slot on The Daily Show and being turned down flat by none other than Jon Stewart himself. The request. Meghan's bold move to The Daily Show. Meghan, always a savvy media player, likely knew that Jon Stewart's show could be the perfect platform to promote her new project. She was no stranger to the world of late-night talk shows. After all, she'd appeared on The Daily Show in 2013 while she was still starring in Suits. She was still a relatively unknown actress at that time, but Stewart gave her a platform to talk about her career. Fast forward to today, and Meghan has far more star power, a powerful platform, and quite frankly, a lot more eyes on her than she did back then. So naturally, when her latest venture, a trailer for a new project, was ready to be revealed, what better place to drum up buzz than a spot on Stewart's beloved show? She likely imagined a friendly, easy chat, with Stewart helping her promote the new project, just as late-night hosts often do for their celebrity guests. But in a surprising turn of events, Jon Stewart turned her down. And not just with a polite, "Let's schedule something later," but with a firm, decisive, "No thank you." No airs, no offers of future opportunities, just a straight-up refusal. But what's the reason behind Stewart's rejection? It's not as simple as "I'm too busy." No, this refusal had deeper implications about the changing dynamics of the media, celebrity culture, and perhaps Stewart's personal stance on where he fits into this modern media landscape. The politics of celebrity. Jon Stewart's view on the royal drama. To understand Stewart's decision, we have to look at the context. Jon Stewart, despite his progressive views, has always maintained a level of skepticism when it comes to celebrity culture. Throughout his career, he's never been afraid to call out celebrities who use their platform purely for self-promotion or leverage their fame for personal gain. And Meghan Markle? Well, she's been quite the lightning rod for both praise and criticism, especially after stepping away from royal life. The Sussexes' decision to move away from the British royal family and start carving out their own path in the media spotlight has been controversial for many. Some see them as brave reformers who are pushing back against an outdated and deeply flawed institution, while others view them as self-serving celebrities trying to carve out a niche in Hollywood while exploiting their royal connection. Stewart, who's never been shy about critiquing media power and the ways in which it distorts reality, likely saw Meghan's request through that lens. The idea that Meghan Markle would now want to use The Daily Show, a platform that critiques power structures, to promote her next project might have seemed a bit too much like a marketing stunt. To Stewart, it wasn't just about Meghan promoting her show. It was about the bigger issue of how celebrity culture, fueled by personal branding and the royal narrative, intersects with larger societal concerns. The history between Stewart and Meghan. Not just a simple no. Stewart's refusal to help promote Meghan Markle's latest venture isn't entirely out of nowhere. In fact, the history between Stewart and Meghan goes back to their earlier interactions. Before Meghan became the Duchess of Sussex, she was simply an actress, and she appeared on The Daily Show in 2013. Back then, Stewart had a much more relaxed, friendly interview with Meghan as she was still working on Suits, a time when she was just beginning to gain some traction in Hollywood. At that point, Meghan was not embroiled in the international drama that followed her marriage to Prince Harry, nor was she part of the media whirlwind that followed her royal exit. Back then, she was just another Hollywood up-and-comer doing the rounds. So it's easy to imagine that Stewart, who is known for being cordial with his guests, probably had no issue helping her out back then. But a lot has changed since then, and those changes are key to understanding why Stewart rejected her request. The changing landscape of Meghan Markle. Since Meghan's departure from royal life, her every move has been scrutinized. She's become a symbol of the complexities of modern fame, both admired and criticized, revered by some and vilified by others. Her Netflix documentary, Harry and Meghan, and her podcast series Archetypes have allowed her to carve out her own narrative, one that's been deeply intertwined with her royal past. But Meghan's brand is not without controversy. The couple's high-profile interview with Oprah Winfrey, their multi-million-dollar media deals, and their constant media presence have led some to view them as hypocrites, particularly since they have positioned themselves as anti-establishment figures, yet continue to embrace the trappings of celebrity life. In Stewart's eyes, this is likely where the tension lies. His show is about more than celebrity interviews. It's about commentary on the intersection of power, politics, and culture. His criticisms of the royal family have always been framed through that lens, poking fun at the opulence and outdated traditions of the monarchy. To see Meghan, who has become a symbol of the modern, self-empowered celebrity, trying to use her royal connections to further a media career, might not sit well with Stewart. For Stewart, it's not just about promoting Meghan's trailer, it's about endorsing the kind of celebrity culture that profits from a royal connection, and that's something he's never been a fan of. Stewart's brand of commentary, beyond celebrity endorsements, what sets The Daily Show apart from many other late-night talk shows is its ability to engage with political issues in a way that isn't purely about entertainment. Stewart's comedy often carries a message about the state of the world. His critiques of the media, the government, and corporate interests have always been at the heart of his brand. And that's where Meghan's request becomes tricky. When celebrities go on talk shows, it's often to plug their latest work. But when they're as high profile as Meghan Markle, those appearances can feel like part of a larger media campaign. Stewart, whose approach has always been to question the systems of power that create and sustain these celebrities, might see this as a case of the system reinforcing itself. Meghan is not just another actress plugging a show, she is a brand. She's marketed herself through her royal status, her relationship with Prince Harry, and now her work with Netflix and Spotify, as someone who can leverage her story for greater visibility. For Stewart, this may feel like the kind of media manipulation that he spent his career calling out. The aftermath. What does this mean for Meghan? So, what happens after a rejection like this? Does it hurt Meghan's career? Probably not. Meghan has an army of publicists and media advisors who will pivot to other platforms and opportunities. In fact, being turned down by Stewart may even play into her larger narrative about how the media establishment has long been out of touch with her message. But the real question is, what does this snub mean for the evolving media ecosystem? For Jon Stewart, turning Meghan down isn't just a refusal to promote a trailer. It's a statement about the kind of celebrity culture he is willing to endorse, and the boundaries he is drawing in his role as a public figure. And for the media world at large, it's a reminder that not all publicity is good publicity. Sometimes the system is simply not interested in playing along. Meghan Markle's quest to carve out a space in Hollywood continues. But as Jon Stewart's rejection shows, the road ahead might not be as smooth as she expected. While her media empire grows, it's clear that not everyone in the industry is ready to embrace her. Whether it's because of her royal past or her larger-than-life persona, Meghan's relationship with the media is far from simple. What does this rejection mean for her future in entertainment? And will Jon Stewart's decision have a ripple effect on the way celebrities market themselves in the future? It's hard to say. But one thing is for sure, the game is changing, and not everyone is playing by the same rules.